Hi guys, David here from Pure Endurance Solutions. Today I've got Seth Ali here from Oakley. I know it's competing brands, but we're all friends and we don't fight. And we're talking sponsorships today. Just so you get some insight on, we've been in the industry for quite a long time. Seth and used to be compete as a professional surfer, and so used to be sponsored, and I was sitting on the other side of the coin or the other side of the line. I've had my years of competing slightly shorter than Seth, but yeah, so let's just talk sponsorship. So Seth, just in general, we've discussed it, like sponsorships, it's actually like taking another job. It's not, I think the guys are misunderstanding how sponsored athletes are chosen at the moment.
Yeah, it's, thanks for having me, David. Good to be here to discuss sponsorships, but like I said, from being a professional athlete and being on that side of the fence, and having come through those ranks, and you know who your good team managers were and the guys that you want to be like. So that's all, when you're sitting on the other side of the desk and you remember those good guys and you want to just emulate what those guys, who you dealt with in when you're a professional athlete, and you want to be like them, you know. But yeah, sponsorships, it's an interesting scenario. It's all about relationships, and it's a two-way street. It's never just one way where it's take from either side, whether it's the brand, the company, or the athlete. It's about a two-way street of like, it's give and take, you know. And I think with us coming from a professional athlete background, we understand first and foremost what the athlete goes through in terms of training that, and with the demands, and what we can ask of them, and when we need to give them space and time in that as well. So I think having us being on the other side of the desk beforehand, and then being on this side of the desk, we have a great understanding of what sponsorships are about, and when we can ask for appearances or whatever it is that need to be done, and when we need to give the athletes some space and time.
Yeah, so basically taking it back to basics. I mean, starting off as like the guys will send us an email, for instance. So like, I think you agree, the first thing that we look at is first, don't send a generic email. Like, you can see if the email was worded to, and the guy just literally changes the name of the sponsor that he's sending it to. So you'll send it to 3 or 4 different footwear or eyewear companies, and just the guys are looking for free stuff. So that doesn't work for us. I mean, and you agree, we can pick that up right away.
No, it's you know, you're professional. Show us your professionalism in terms of what you're submitting towards us, to us, for us to give us the time and the professionalism in answering your email. You know, if you're going to send us a one-liner, you know, it just doesn't show how professional you actually are treating your career. So it's a good
yeah,
indicator.
and basically you should see the athlete's passion in his email, and he truly believes in the brand. I mean, at the end of the day, if you say no to him, he needs to be graceful about it, and he would still want to buy the product. I mean, that's a true passionate athlete.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's got to ask the question. We all know budgets are tightened as well, but you know, he's out there trying to do the best for his career, and he thinks he can add value to the business, your business, and it's just about finding some common ground between you two of you. And if there's not much you can do for him at that stage, for whatever reasons it may be, it's you respond to that athlete, still making him think that, you know, well, they're cool, and I'll still support the brand because I love the product. You know, that's I think it's important there.
Yeah, and look, I mean, and I think be relevant as well in the sense. Don't. I mean, I apply for sponsorship now. It doesn't help I post stuff or results from 10 years ago. I mean, I wish I could still run like that. I can't run like I did 10 years ago. So be relevant. So you kind of look at the last.
Dream,
dream. Look at the last 2-3 years. Maybe after a beer on a Friday. I mean, you never know what happens. It gives everybody some horns. Be relevant, and so basically we'll look at the last 2-3 years worth of results, and I mean, we take into account if you were injured or etc, and listen to other athletes' input as well. We'll know if you're influential or not. I mean, it's don't lie on the CV, don't blow it up. We on the contrary, what people think, we do actually know, and we do have contacts in the industry. We do know what's going on.
The industry's small, you know, and if you're a rotten egg, you're going to be found out pretty soon. And you know, we all know who's legitimate. you know, it's very easy on social media around these days as well to go and check out an athlete's profile and see how many followers and see how, well, you know, you can check out his whole life story on social media, so that makes it a lot easier. And then also, you know, I rely a lot on my past athletes in those specific sports, because I'm a guru in surf, but it doesn't mean I'm a guru in all the other sports. But you know, if I need to know something about running, you're the guru in running, I'll come and ask you, like, hey, what do you think about, you know? So it's just easier to bounce something off someone else, especially in terms of your athletes who are participating in sport. They know who the next up and coming guys are, they know who's authentic, they know who's going to add value to the brand, and in that way we know we're going to support you in what your needs are in order for you to live out your dream and becoming the best in the world at what you do.
Yeah, and okay, so let's just kind of summarize. I think you see it the same. You get two types of athletes. You get the really top end guys like the Rafael Nadals, the Siakolisis, the whatever, the guys that don't really have to post on social media that much to have a following and for people to influence people to buy products. And then you get the guys that are good, but you want them to promote the brand on social media and stuff. So you do get the kind of the top end guys. They don't need to approach you. We approach them, type of thing. And the other guys, yeah, you need to post relevant stuff. I mean, and like so people can see the passion.
You know, it's the world. It's a harsh world out there sometimes, but the reality is that, you know, you never ever want to diversify your team in an A and B category. But the reality is there's A and B categories, and everyone, whether you're an athlete or you're the sponsor, you know who's A and B in any case, because the results are there to show you who's A and B in any case. So the A tier athlete is always going to be giving that much more support, and not in a more support in terms of what the company can offer you, but and the personal support will be the same whether you're A or B, but it's more coming in terms of budget and what you allocate and what you're allowed. So yeah, I mean, it's like you say, you never disclose who's A and B, but everyone knows in their gut who's A and B.
And then obviously you get the odd influential person or influencer like a coach or the odd media person, but that's more difficult to suss out, because at the end of the day, the guys also get pressurized on whether they get the most. Who they get the most of, who they're going to support.
Well, the thing, and also if you're talking in terms of supporting coaches and that, in terms of product, that so the guy, if he's a former champion in the sport that he's in, and now he's coaching that sport in that sport, and he's an icon in that sport, and he's a big influencer. That carries a lot of weight in terms of promoting the brand and doing it amongst his athletes and the guys that he's coaching.
And just and on social media. I think it's quite important to like I said, post relevant stuff, in the sense that you don't just repost generic stuff. You make your own and relevant in the sense that it's like relevant to the brand. I mean, there's no use. I mean, I used the example earlier, posting a picture of a mountain and hashtagging a boat on it. I mean, there's no relevance there.
No, it's be authentic.
Be authentic and like
don't have a million.
Don't have a million hashtags, and don't have conflicting brands as hashtags. I mean, I don't know who you're trying to suck up to, but I mean, hashtagging. Nike, Puma, Asics, Mizuno, New Balance, everything in one. I don't know. Nobody's stupid enough.
That shouldn't even come in the conversation.
Yeah, nobody's taking up on that. You might get a bit more reach, and who's going to see it? But you're not creating any brand love from anybody there.
You're doing some more damage.
Yeah. So, and basically, what it comes down to, I mean, sponsorships. At the end of the day, what a sponsor needs is, I mean, return on investment. It's not social media likes or reach or whatever. At the end of the day, it's how much product can you sell for the sponsor. So think about it this way: would if you walk into if one of your mates walk into a store, would they go? They want to buy this specific eyewear or bike or shoes or whatever, because you sent them there, or because of what you said, or because you ride it? Are you really that influential? That's something to keep in mind. And like I said, I mean, it's a two-way street. I mean, keep it in mind when you apply for sponsorship. Are you really that influential? And it's not being negative or whatever. That's the reality of things, and people take it very personally if you say no to an athlete that wants a sponsorship. It's the reality of it. I mean, the budgets aren't getting bigger. We need to be selective.
Business at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know, it's a two-way street. It's what you can do for the brand to increase sales, and how the brand will support you to live out your sporting dream. And yeah, bro. So like I said, sponsorships, the landscape's changed because there's the big dogs out there in terms of athletes. They're the ones that the companies are throwing everything at, you know. And these days, there's the companies are picking off a few of the big guys and throwing everything at them, and then the money doesn't go deep down. So if you're a aspiring future world champion, I think then you know you're in the game. But in terms of, you know, education and that as well, it's so important to go and finish up with school and get your studies behind you, even so that you have an opportunity, because there's such limited space in terms of professional sport for the guys that are making it at the top end, and you know, it goes goes down to the companies throwing big money at the guy that's going to be the future world champion, and outside of that, everyone else is going to end up going back to getting a day job, you know.
Yeah, look, I mean, guys. So in summary, I mean, yeah, we got interrupted here quickly just because it's Friday afternoon and we're having a beer and we know some people. Well, Seth knows more people, but so basically to summarize it, I mean, just remember, guys, it's a two-way street. It's not just, you're not doing a sponsor a favor by being an athlete. I mean, you need to actually help the sponsor sell product. That's what a sponsored athlete's all about. It's another job. And what it do, promote the brand, do whatever you can do to sell the brand. Yeah, I think that's basically in summary. It's everything, we've covered everything. And
I also, just on a closing note as well, I mean, there's nothing more authentic than being that athlete that's standing on top of the podium, and I mean, that's the ultimate influencer, because everyone these days, they're high on the word of influencing. They all think they can influence here and influence there. Yeah, you're right, in your circle. In your little town, you can influence like 5 or 6 people, and that's great, you know. But if you can do that, all good and well. But you know, at the end of the day, if you're the top step of the podium and you're wearing the brand, that's the ultimate exposure that you're getting, and that's when you're influencing and transcending a whole lot of your audience.
Okay,
cool. Yeah.
Seth, thanks very much.
Cool.
And guys, it's Friday.
Cheers.
Enjoy. Cheers to the weekend.